At the last stage of the Hyundai Archery World Cup in Salt Lake City, Denmark, Stefan Hansen booked his place in the compound World Cup final in Samsun, Turkey, and Sarah Lopez of Colombia won her second stage of the season, releasing a spot for Samsun from the World Cup rankings. Now it's time for stage 4 of the competition, and welcome to Berlin. The qualifying rounds have been taking place throughout the week at the Olympic Stadium, but now we're down to the medal matches and who will win here to secure their chance of competing at the finals in Turkey. It's a beautiful location here, right in the centre of Berlin, and the weather has been absolutely superb here. It's a balmy 26 degrees and the breeze has been absolutely perfect. So different from the windy conditions in Salt Lake City. I'm Karim Bashir, and joining me in the commentary box is indoor world champion Chef Van der Berg. What have we got to look forward to today?
Oh, we have some archery legends on the line later today.
Yeah, fantastic lineup we have indeed. The mixed team medals will be decided first, and then it's down to those all-important individual medals. Bronze in the women's, followed by their gold medal match, and then the men's bronze and gold to finish off compound Saturday here in the capital of Germany. Fancied for more bridges than in Venice, Berlin is a beautiful city, and we're about to get underway, starting with the compound mixed team bronze medal match. And a cumulative score here in compound archery, which means that if you fall behind, you can indeed catch up. And here's the route to this spot. Turkey qualified well and benefited from a comfortable draw until they faced the world number 2 Denmark in the semi-finals. By contrast, India qualified 8th, meaning they had to beat the Netherlands just to reach the semi-finals, where they lost out to the USA. So, India versus Turkey first up in the mixed team bronze medal match on compound Saturday. And let's welcome the teams out onto this beautiful field of play.
To the field for the mixed team bronze medal match.
Meine Damen und Herren, bitte heißen Sie die Athleten für das Bronzefinale der Compound Mixed Teams willkommen.
On target number 2, representing Turkey,
Auf Scheibe Nummer 2 aus der Türkei,
Yesin Bostan, Demir Elmagachli, and their opponents on target number 1.
Und hier sind die Herausforderer auf Scheibe Nummer 1.
Representing India,
Aus Indien,
Jyoti Sureka Venam, Abhishek Verma. The line judge for this match is
die Kampfrichterin für dieses Match ist
Katie Lipscomb. Shooting first on target number 2, Turkey.
Es beginnt die Türkei auf Scheibe Nummer 2.
So Turkey, you'll be shooting first, okay? And India, you'll be shooting second, okay?
Well, we're about to get underway, waiting for the range to be declared safe. Turkey on target 2 will be shooting first to start this bronze medal match in the mixed teams. So 2 members of each team will shoot 4 arrows. Turkey to shoot first, the first 2 arrows, and it's Demir Elmagachli to shoot first, and he'll be followed by Yesin Bostan.
Bravo. Perfect start.
Acele etmeden Yeşim.
On the way to the finals, I think Turkey shot a world record.
Bravo 10.
160 points.
Amazing, and a good start here to this bronze medal match. We'll switch over to India. It's Abhishek Verma to shoot first for them, followed by Jyoti Surekavenam.
Next.
Venam already shot this morning in the women's gold medal match.
9.
9.
Haydi Yeşim.
And just dropping 1 point there between the two teams.
Acele atış yapma. Sağ tarafa dikkat et. Bravo 10.
On the line, marks a 9.
10 saniye Demir.
Already the asterisk has come up. We will have a measure at the end of the shooting here.
Bravo X.
10.
So potential for a maximum here, but that's subject to a review. Turkey at the moment with 39 out of 40.
10 Hex.
10.
10.
Oh, amazing grouping there from Verma.
On the board, we have 39 points for England.
So 39 apiece, but there will be a measure there for the third arrow from Turkey.
Maybe upgraded to a 10. You see 9-star.
Measured as a 9 at the moment, but could be upgraded to a 10. Let's listen to the scoring judge.
X 9. Target 2.
Die Bewertung abwarten. Wir sehen es auch auf der Leinwand. Die 9 mit den Sternchen.
X 10 10.
Aber wir müssen das offizielle Urteil abwarten.
Well, to me, that sounded like a perfect score. Just wait for confirmation. And there you go, it has been confirmed, 39 out of 40 for India, but on a measure, Turkey had been upgraded to the perfect score of 40 out of 40.
So India, you will be shooting first, and Turkey, you'll be
So
shooting
India will
second.
start
Okay?
into the second end.
And just like that, we move on to the second end. Range declared safe, India trailing by 1 point. Will shoot first. Conditions are absolutely superb here, and we've been expecting big scores all day.
Ten.
10.
हवा चेक करना है 10 Acele etme. Bravo, X. Bravo. Yeşim sağ tarafa dikkat et. Acele atış yapma. Yukarıda da.
Just drifting high.
Chalo.
19 out of 20, very good.
10.
And India on for a perfect score here in the second end.
आवाज चेक करें थोड़ा.
And it is a perfect score for India with the clock counting down there. The pressure was on. Verma was up to
Acele
it.
etme, iyi nişan al. Sağ tarafını unutma. Dikkat et, acele etme. Aşağıda 8.
That's drifted into the 8 there, so India will not only draw level here, they have already confirmed that they will take the lead.
10 saniye. 6, 5,
5 seconds to go.
3, solda.
Released for a 9, and they were a point behind coming into this, but India now lead by 3 at the halfway stage.
Over Turkey.
Indien führt mit 3 Ringen vor der Türkei aktuell 79 zu 76. Die beiden Teams haben schon 6-mal gegeneinander.
So a very intriguing match. You can see the coach there in conversation with Venam. Turkey shot a perfect score in the first end. Here we see India shooting 4 10s in the second end.
India is ranked 4th in the world ranking for compound mixing.
There they all are. The two on the right, absolutely on the button. Superb shooting from both teams, but India have lost less points than Turkey at the halfway stage. They do have the lead.
Shooting second.
Turkey shoots first on target number 2.
So trailing by 3 points, Turkey will shoot first here in the mixed team bronze medal match on a compound Saturday here in Berlin. And the beauty of the accumulator is they can catch back up.
Acele etme. Bravo X.
10.
10.
Sağ tarafı unutma iş. Acele etme, iyi nişan al. Solda 9.
9.
9.
चलो टाइम लेके अपना. Yes, 10.
Held on to that for a long time, but Verma gets the 10. Venam now
सामने देख, सामने देख.
with her first arrow of the third end.
10.
And another 10. Venam shot beautifully in the women's team event earlier on today. Heartbreak for India, though, ultimately. But that experience here in this finals venue,
Acele etme.
worth its weight in gold.
हाँ वो आवाज आई थी बीच में चल रहे.
Aşağıda olmayan.
9-10 liner gets a
That one's on the line. It's been marked as a 10, but that may well go to a measure.
थोड़ा टाइम कम है.
On saniye.
Time ticking away.
Bravo. Aşağıda.
10.
Another 10. Using all their time, though, Turkey.
टाइम चेक करना. शाबाश.
10.
10.
टाइम अभिषेक.
On for back-to-back perfect scores here, India.
10 perfect scores.
And it is indeed back-to-back perfect scores for India. They have really put their foot down here, leading by 4 points after 3 ends. One more end to go, and the accuracy from the Indians has been absolutely superb. Here are all their arrows, just that one drifting out and up to the left for a 9. Everything else has been a 10, and just look how many arrows are right in the center. This is superb shooting in superb conditions.
Hat's geschafft im Achtelfinale gegen Kroatien, gegen die Niederländer.
I mean, what does the coach say in this situation? They're doing so well here.
Die Shanghai liegt zurück, das heißt, wir fangen wieder an bei 2 in der letzten Pass.
Next to 115. So Turkey, you'll be shooting first, and India, you'll be shooting
Amaji
second.
and Bostan, nice smiles on their faces. I mean, they're not shooting badly, but the second end just saw them drift away, and Venom and Verma, the Indians, have taken advantage.
Haydi dikkatli. Acele etme. Bravo.
So now the Turkish athletes really just have to
Sakin yeşil.
shoot perfect scores and hope that India make mistakes.
İyi nişan. Bravo.
चलो
10.
Smesso di stampare. Usa questo. Se non riesco, lo riavvio e uso quello. C'è la stampante là, pensate di
शाबाश 10 9 बॉर्डर है
9, 10 liner.
10 है
Marked up as a 10, that one, but that could be measured as well.
नो
9.
पहले वाले सेम है जहाँ पहला एरो गया था वहाँ लगा एग्जैक्टली
Catastrophic, isn't it?
It's not catastrophic, but sometimes when you get to the line, the pressure, you start to feel the pressure.
Acele etme. Sağ tarafına dikkat et. İyi nişan al sana. Rüzgara dikkat. Sol aşağıda 9.
9.
9 sol aşağıda.
अपना बेस्ट मेंटेन करना है
Sol aşağıda 9.
9.
टाइम पे ध्यान
So a 38 for Turkey.
9.
India with a possible 1-5-7 now. So they only need a 7 to win, and they have really shot superbly.
Yeah, this is a great score for a match like this.
It's a 9.
9
And a 9 does it. It was that second end that was the undoing of Turkey here in this bronze medal match. India shot near perfection through the first 3 ends. That gave them the lead. And in the end, a 37 out of 40 in the 4th end was enough for Venom and Verma to take the bronze here in Berlin for India.
There are already shaking hands. So India, the number 5 ranked mixed team.
So, Chef, look, you're a world champion. Competing at this level is amazing to shoot that consistently for India.
Yeah, it's really impressive how they shoot. Especially in conditions like this, there's a lot of people on the sands, and they're shooting really well considering the pressure is on. And yeah, I'm really impressed by it.
And we were talking earlier on about perfect conditions, near perfect conditions.
Yeah.
A couple of perfect scores there.
Yeah. I think I've seen 3 perfect ends, and with this weather, that's not a surprise, but it's always cool to do it.
Very cool indeed, and it was Turkey who in fact got the perfect score to start things off. And then India fought straight back, having got 39 in the first end, back-to-back 40 out of 40s. Well, they were the ends that took it for India. And you've got to say, of the 2 athletes, Venom performed brilliantly, but Verma's groupings were quite stunning.
Yeah, incredible.
And no wonder he looks happy. India suffered heartache earlier on today in the women's team event, but here they will be on the podium. It is a bronze for the Indians. Well, that's the bronze dealt with. Now it's time for the gold medal match, and what a match we have on our hands here. The USA will take on Denmark here in this brilliant venue in the center of Berlin. The last of the team events here on Compound Saturday, and here's how the teams got here. The USA had a real scare en route to this stage, only just beating India in the last round. Denmark struggled past both South Africa and Turkey to make it here, and they'll need that resolve to take the gold against a fancied USA team of Pierce, Gore and Schaff. And it's a second appearance for Chris Schaff. He took part in the men's gold medal match earlier on today. They were favoured there but lost out. Can he seek redemption here in the mixed team event? So it's time for the teams to come out onto the field of play here in Berlin.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the athletes to the field for the mixed team gold medal match.
Meine Damen und Herren, bitte heißen Sie die Athleten für das Goldfinale der Compound Mixed Teams willkommen.
On target number 2, representing Denmark,
Auf Scheibe Nummer 2 aus Dänemark,
Tanja Jensen, Stefan Hansen, and their opponents.
Und hier kommen die Herausforderer.
On target number 1, representing the United States of America,
Auf Scheibe Nummer 1 aus den Vereinigten Staaten von Amerika,
Paige Pierce Gore and Chris Schaff. The line judge for this match is
Der Kampfrichter für dieses Match ist
Petros Petru.
Athletes prepare.
Die Teams sind bereit für das Goldfinale. Auf geht's, Berlin. Großen Applaus nochmal für beide Teams. Wünschen wir Ihnen Glück. Alle ins Gold.
USA, you start the match. You shoot first. You shoot second.
Well, here we go. It's the gold medal match, the last of the team events. It's mixed team, USA versus Denmark. Tanja Jensen and Stefan Hansen will take on Paige Pierce Gore and Chris Schaff.
And this is promising to be one of the best matches today, I think.
All right, Paige, start us off.
USA on target 1
Good, strong
will
shot.
kick things off. Paige Pierce Gore shoots first for the USA.
9.
Just out at 6:30, Paige. Just about that much, just off the bottom. All right, Chris, pick it up, buddy. o'clock.
Let's go, Tanya.
It's not the kind of strong opening you would want in a match like this.
Nobody hurt.
So seeing as Denmark is one of the best compound nations in the world.
Yep, X. Stack,
Well,
Tanya.
Tanya Jensen backing up the statement there from Chef van der Berg.
Yep, X. Stacked.
C.
All right, Paige.
Stand near first.
All right. Put it in the middle and just execute. Good, strong shot, Paige.
Stien lidt X til venstre.
Put it in the middle and just execute. Take your time. Yeah.
C.
Go with the time. Full shaft in at 10, Paige. Okay. Good, strong shot, Chris. Put it in the middle and just execute. Good, strong shot.
9.
9.
Just
Well,
left.
just drifting out
Let's go, Tanya.
to the 9 there.
Masser af tid derude.
Gore was the one. Pisgore was the one that shot the 10 and the third arrow.
All right, okay.
Sit down. Yeah, they left their waters.
I was like, what the? Make sure you get
9 lige ude til venstre.
Well, the perfect score has
måske en
gone,
lille bitte
but
smule.
Denmark still have the opportunity to open up a 2-point lead after the first end.
It was a terribly long hold as well.
15. Yep, højt 10.
There you go.
Yeah, and Stefan Hansen there gets the Danes off to a good start there. And Chef, you mentioned a long hold. What happens when you're holding on for so long?
Well, if you hold on for too long, you lose control because your muscles will fatigue and you'll have a tremor, which means that your aiming is just not as spot on as it should be. The reason you do a long hold is normally because you're not confident that if you shoot the arrow at that moment, it will go in the middle. So you'll have to hold for longer, and that just makes the chance of hitting the middle even smaller. So it's sort of a choice you'll have to make at some point.
Well, here we have a comparison of the arrows, USA with the yellow dots and the Danes with the red ones. And Chef, that grouping from the Danes, pretty good.
It's really good, yeah. Yeah, the 9 is just out, and for the rest, I wouldn't do anything to it. I think it's good enough as is.
And the USA arrows, look, you know, we're being so hypercritical here. They're talking about something the size of an apple, but they were dotted all the way around that apple, and over-adjustment, over-correction, perhaps?
Might be, but it's difficult to say if you're not on the line yourself, because it's also, you can feel where the shot's going.
Put it in the middle and just execute. Good, strong shot. Yep. Hey, 6 o'clock full shaft in. Still a hair on the left side. I mean, just a hair. Good, strong shot, Chris. Put it in the middle and just execute. Yep.
Lovely. The coach there should get a tape recorder and just put that on a loop. Good, strong shot here. Put it in the middle and just execute.
Well, that is the essence of archery.
Midten i venstre. Tryk en lille smule.
9.
Masser af tid, Stefan. Yep, X.
10.
C.
I think he called that before it even hit the target. He released, he said, yeah, and then it just went into 10.
Good, strong shot. Put it in the middle and just execute.
Afkør stærkt på.
10.
C.
All right, Chris, your turn. Your turn.
USA on for a perfect
Your
score.
turn. Put it in the middle and just execute. Good, strong shot, Chris. Good, strong shot, buddy. Yep.
Perfect score.
There you go.
Hey, nice comeback.
Perfect score
Good job.
indeed, as you heard the stadium announcer shout, and that's another one this afternoon.
Yeah.
Lav 9.
9.
9.
I think she's adjusting her sight because she's been hitting on the left side of the target, I think 3 times in a row now. So it's wise of her.
15.
Another 9, and from a lead, Denmark have relinquished the bragging rights at the halfway stage. USA leading by just a single point, and a perfect score required from Schaff and Pierce Gore to get there. They were absolutely supreme in that end, and here we see them nailing the center of the target. Beautiful third arrow there, wasn't it? Absolutely stunning. In fact, the last two, well, I think that fourth arrow could well have hit the spider as well. I think it hit the other arrow on the way in.
It could have, yeah.
76.
I think it would be smart of them to check their knocks before they get it back.
USA second.
Ergebnisse sind bestätigt. Dänemark gewinnt auf Scheibe Nummer 2.
Range clear.
Shooting first. Target number 2.
Well, there was nothing really wrong with the shooting from the Danes in the second, but they dropped 3 points, and a perfect score from the USA means the Danes trail now and will shoot first in the third end here.
I love this.
9 lige ud til venstre.
9.
Ja, giv den lige
Still pulling to the left?
Still pulling to the left, and she is adjusting her sight, so it might be human fault as well, but again, difficult to say if you're not right there.
Streg til venstre.
Right-hand line of pro left-hand.
9 vielleicht 10.
Well, Mike is a 9 here at first arrow in the third end from Stefan
Put it in the
Hansen.
middle and execute. Good strong shot.
Bare på samme måde igen til enden. Giv dig lige tiden, og så kør på.
It's all right.
9.
9.
It looked like a really good shot, and she walked off the line confident, but for some reason that didn't hit in the middle.
Okay, Chris, pick her up. Good strong shot, buddy. Put it in the middle and execute. Good strong shot. Yep.
Lovely shot there
Tanya.
from Schaff. And it's interesting,
Did you see yours,
you see
Paige?
that second arrow from Denmark, Astrid, so it will go to a measure. Is the wind causing any issues here? It's been very settled.
Lav midt til. Stærkt. 25 sekunder. Fin tid.
You see the flags waving a little bit, but they're even waving to the right, so them hitting left shouldn't have anything to do with the wind, I think.
Well, and it was that man, Stefan Hansen, who picked up the individual men's gold medal in Salt Lake City in conditions, well, far more difficult than this in terms of the blusteriness and the inconsistency of the wind.
Yeah, Salt Lake was a tough week for people who have
Lots of time.
difficulties in
Make
wind.
it count. Yep. Exit 3 on the line. All right, Chris.
Well, another
Stuff
10
it.
here, and it doesn't matter about the measure. The USA will open up their
Good
lead.
strong shot, buddy. Yep. Exit
There
7.
it is, shooting really well, and he's just got better and better. A couple of 9s in the first end, but he's shot 4 10s since then, and Chris Schaff has got 3 X's as well in those 10s.
Wir müssen abwarten, ob die Führung der Vereinigten Staaten 3 oder 2 Punkte beträgt. Bei den Dänen war ein Schuss nicht ganz klar, ob die 10 noch gestreift
Well,
hat.
we've got a comparison here of the arrows. USA, remember, yellow dots, and Denmark are the red ones. And that one to the bottom left of the 2 10s, the yellow 10s, is marked as a 9 with an asterisk, which means they're currently reviewing that on a measure.
I think their coach called it out as a 10-liner, but I'm not sure if he means that it hit the 10 or if it's perhaps a 10.
I can tell you that the stadium announcer called it a 10. And it has been confirmed.
16 to 114.
turn.
So you shoot
Confirmed
second.
was a 10, so it's a 2-point lead for the USA. Denmark shoots first in the last and fourth and last end.
Das kommt die letzte Passe, deswegen nochmal großer Applaus für
So,
ihn.
despite being marked up there, Denmark still trail the USA. And now by 2 points, they'll shoot first in the fourth and potentially final end. Can they get back in this one?
Something would have to happen, and they would have to get a really good end in.
Tanya Jensen.
Yep, X.
Gets the fourth end underway. Crucial for Denmark to put the pressure on the USA, shooting as close to a perfect score as they possibly can.
Yep, højst vej til.
Hansen on the line. I think that will potentially go to a measure. 19 out of 20 as it currently stands.
His coach called it in there.
Middle and just execute. Good, strong shot.
Yep.
And despite the Danes putting the pressure on the USA, they also need the USA to drop the ball
Okay,
themselves.
good, strong shot, Chris. Your turn. Your turn. Yep. Excellent.
And there's just no sign of that happening, is there, Chef?
They would have to drop 2 points in the last 2 arrows, which is unlikely with the way they're shooting the last couple of ends.
Yeah, it's there. Yep, X. Super.
But all the Danes can do is land these tens.
Yep, super.
Can't ask for more than that. They've put the marker down.
I think that's the perfect score, but I'm not completely sure.
Good note. Put it in
Wait for the
middle and just
measure.
execute. Good, strong shot.
Is that the first 9 in a while? That's marked down for a measure as well. Well, it's going to be an interesting end to this
strong
one.
Shot, man.
Chris Schaff, a
Put it in the
10,
middle and just execute.
will
buddy.
finish it off.
Put it in the middle and just execute. Yep.
And another 10. Schaff has been on fire. He hasn't dropped a point in 3 ends, and a 1-5-5 for the USA. Potentially could be marked up to a 1-5-6, but even with a markup for the Danes, they can only score 1-5-4. So the USA are confirmed as the gold medalists in the mixed team compound event here in Berlin and the final stage of the Hyundai Archery World Cup. Chef, the consistency for the Americans was what won it in the end.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. They didn't seem they were panicking after their first end, even though that was the lowest end they shot. And they just kept going, and I think they were confident, and they just executed and aimed in the middle. I think Rio's coaching really helped them through the match.
Yeah, vocal in the commentary box. We mentioned earlier on in session 1 that Rio Wild is very, very vocal, but the unity of the American team is something to behold.
Yeah, I think it's not only a team, but it's more like a family these days.
Well, there they go. The USA, Chris Schaff leading out Paige Pierce-Gore, and Rio Wild, often seen with a bow and arrow himself. He competed, in fact, in the men's team at the last event. But they have secured gold, and you've got to say that Denmark, they didn't shoot badly, but 6 9s compared to just 5 from the USA, and that's the difference at this level.
Yeah, and I don't think they fell under the pressure, because they even managed to shoot a perfect end in the last end. So they've done really well. The US has just done it slightly better.
They have indeed, and they will be standing on top of the podium. Denmark will have to be content with silver, and India will join them on the 3rd step. Now, if you're enjoying our live coverage here, you can, of course, follow us on social media. Go and look for @WorldArchery on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube and Instagram. And Chef, I've got to give you a chance. What's that YouTube channel that everyone should watch?
I have a YouTube channel with a friend and teammate of mine called Triple Trouble. If you look for that on YouTube, you'll find a whole lot of fun archery videos.
Well, there you go.
Seconds away from
Triple Trouble. Certainly where I'll be going to have a look this evening. And that is the team events done here in Berlin on Compound Saturday, and there is confirmation of the final rankings. USA confirmed with the gold medal. We'll see them on the podium very shortly, along with Denmark, who will take silver, and India, who recovered from heartbreak earlier on today to get the bronze medal in the compound mixed team event. And we're just in the shadow of this very unusual and beautiful concert venue here in the centre of Berlin. And as I said, the team matches are done, but coming up next, the all-important individual matches, starting with the compound women's bronze medal match, followed by a crucial gold medal match, and then the men will take over.
Ladies and gentlemen, the victory ceremony.
And I can barely wait for that, but it's time for the medal ceremony for the compound mixed team event.
Medals will be presented by World Archery Europe Vice President.
Die Medaillen werden übergeben vom Vizepräsidenten von World Archery Europe,
Hakan Çakiroglu. Gifts will be presented by German Olympic Sports Vice President and German Olympic Academy Chairwoman.
Die Präsente werden übergeben von der Vizepräsidentin des Deutschen Olympischen Sportbundes und der Vorsitzenden der Deutschen Olympischen Akademie,
Gudrun Doll-Tepper. Bronze medal representing India.
Die Bronzemedaille aus Indien.
Ioti Sureka Vietnam.
Another small present for you. Congratulations.
Abhishek Verma.
Oh, sorry.
Next time.
Silver medal representing Denmark.
Die Silbermedaille aus Dänemark.
Congratulations.
Tanja Jensen.
Congratulations.
Stefan Hansen. Gold medal representing the United States of America.
Die Goldmedaille aus den Vereinigten Staaten von Amerika.
Congratulations.
Paige Pierce Gore. Chris Schaff.
Symbol of Berlin, the Berlin Bear. Congratulations. That's really wow. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the national anthems of the United States of America.
Meine Damen und Herren, bitte erheben Sie sich für die Nationalhymne von den Vereinigten Staaten von Amerika.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm round of applause to our athletes.
Meine Damen und Herren, bitte geben Sie alle unseren Athleten einen herzlichen Applaus zum Abschluss.
Well, congratulations to the USA. You can see how much that meant to Chris Schaff. And like any sport, the more you practice archery, the better you get. But how do you practice for something you can't even see?
The goal for archery is to hit the 10 rate. There are so many variables working against you, and the one that you can't see is wind.
Picking up here in the booth. We can see Verma wobbling around. He's holding on to this one. 5 seconds left. And he's pulled that one off the target completely.
If you ever want to know exactly how it feels to be out in the wind and feel like you're outclassed by it, just watch my bronze medal match from Salt Lake City, and you'll see someone who has lost their zero, has no idea where to aim, and just is struggling. There's 3 main things that I look at when I'm trying to figure out where to aim. There is the flag on top of the target, there is the the big soccer flag in the middle of the field, and then there is what I feel on myself. The drift is going to be manipulated by the flag that's on the target, and then I'm using the wind that's on me to try to pick lulls and calmer times or more consistent times to shoot. So there are 3 methods that archers use to compensate for the wind. Aiming off is the first one. If you have a really consistent wind and you want to aim in the 8 ring or aim in the left 9-8 line, you can do that. What that means is put your sight pin the opposite of where you think the arrow's going to land. Second, you can cant your bow. So what that means is you're going to angle your top limb into the wind to try to counteract it. You have a little bit of a reference on your bubble, so you can do like a half bubble, 3/4 bubble, full bubble, left or right, in order to kind of move the arrow. Third is a combination of both. You can click your sight. So you're just going to aim in the middle and you're going to look and say like, okay, the arrow's going to hit right, halfway through the 9 ring. So you give it like 6 or 7 clicks and then aim on in the middle. So wind throws a lot of monkey wrenches into your shot, and it breaks it down. It's really hard to commit to making a good shot. The most important thing is maintaining your perfect shot even in less than ideal conditions.
Well, it's near perfect conditions here in Berlin. There's a very, very slight breeze. And we've started to see some really, really big scores, some perfect scores, in fact, in the mixed team event. But now it's time for the individual compound medal events, and starting with the women's bronze medal. And what a matchup we have. It's Tognoli of Italy up against Bostan of Turkey. Tognoli came through a shoot-off in the round of 16, which required a measure. A 3-point loss to Vermeulen in the semis brings her here. Bostan, who won in Antalya, lost her semi-final to in-form French archer Daudemont on a shoot-off. And the crowd are waiting, but they don't have to wait long because the archers are just about to come out.
Meine Damen und Herren, bitte heißen Sie die Athletinnen für das Einzel-Bronzefinale der Compound-Damen herzlich willkommen.
On target number 1, representing Italy.
Auf Scheibe Nummer 1, aus Italien.
Marcella Tognoli. On target number 2, representing Turkey.
Auf Scheibe Nummer 2, aus der Türkei.
Yesim Bostan. The line judge for this match is
Die Kampfrichterin für dieses Match ist
Céline Gravel.
Please get ready.
Shooting first on target 2,
Bostan.
Yesim Bostan, Turkey.
Tognoli shoot second. Both are ready.
So the judge there just
Range
to clear
clear,
the
begin
range,
match.
and she has declared it safe for shooting, and it's Yesim Bostan, the victor in Antalya, who will shoot first.
Yeşim sağ tarafa dikkat et. Acele atış yapma.
Great start there. Now, if you thought the pace quickened in the mixed team event, you're in for something special here.
10.
5 ends, 3 arrows. The archers alternate, still working on a cumulative score.
Acele etmeyi nişan al. Bravo.
It might be that the fact that Bostan has shot this morning helped her in getting her side settings right.
Sì, una
Since
piena,
she
marci
started
quasi una
off
croce, brava.
pretty much dead center.
Sakin kal. Sağ tarafa dikkat et. Acele etme.
9.
Just misses out on a perfect score there with the 9, although that's marked up as a 10 on our scoreboard.
I thought it was a 9, but I might have seen it wrong. No, now it's a 9.
10, 9, 8.
10.
And by that it's all squared.
Yeah, and like you're saying, that invaluable experience of shooting earlier on today for Boston seemed to get her off to a good start, but you've got to be fair, Marcella Tognoli adjusted very quickly, and to be fair, that first arrow wasn't too far away from the 10.
It wasn't bad. It was just not in the 10, so a 9.9 will count the same as a 9.0 effectively. So
yeah, 9's a 9. If you get it on the line, you will get the higher score. But here's the lady who won in Antalya on home soil, to the delight of the home crowd. But she's on fine form here. Like you say, Chef, the first one almost on the spider.
yeah, that must be a good feeling to start a match like that. Because you know your side is good and your shot is good, so you can build on that.
But all level at the conclusion of the first end, and they'll go into the second all tied up. So with the scores level, the line
Range
judge
clear.
calls for Yesim Bostan to stand up first. And with the arrows coming thick and fast, there's no chance of recovering, no time for recovery if you shoot one bad arrow. You've just got to crack on.
Sen gel ortada kalsın.
9.
10, 9,
9.
Appena fuori a mezzogiorno, Marci, proprio 3-4 mm.
So like I said before, that one is just out, but it will count the same as the arrow that Yassim just shot. Even though it's much closer to the 10, so nothing is really wrong with Yassim's arrow compared to the one that Marcella just shot.
10,
9.
9.
Questa è un po' più alta, sempre a mezzogiorno.
Pressure on now. 5 seconds to go. Releases. And another 9.
Her bow was moving a bit, but it didn't seem like there was a lot of wind, so I wonder why it moved so much.
It's a 10.
And a 10 was required to level things up. And that is exactly what Marcello Tognoli did. And there is nothing between these two athletes. And it's an interesting situation, this bronze medal match, because of course places in Samsung are up for grabs. Boston, of course, qualified directly by winning Antalya. As we look at the arrows comparison between Tognoli with the yellow dots and Boston with the red ones, and if anything, Boston drifting left a bit.
Yeah, what's interesting is that Bostan's group is pretty much horizontal, whereas Marcella's group is vertical. So there's some different, there's some different shooting going on here.
Togliani shoot second.
So we're sticking with that order because the scores are level. Boston, who shot first in the first end, will shoot first again. And as I said, there is a bearing on both medal matches for who qualifies for Samsung. More on that in a bit.
Bravo.
10.
Sì.
Mezzogiorno, tocca la riga interna.
Bravo. She's starting to form a group just low in the 10. Hitting 10s is always good, but I feel like she would be smart adjusting her side a bit.
10.
Per me tocca, Marci, tocca.
9.
It's not far out, but it's still low. And I feel like if she had adjusted her group, or if she would have moved her group, it would still be inside of the 10 ring.
Wow.
Another good shot.
Another chance to take the lead there for one of the archers, but decides to settle things up on level pegging, and we're both tied up again, third end. So look, very quickly on this, Chef. Bostan's qualified for Samsung later on this year because she won in Antalya. But did you know that Tognoli can qualify as well through the world rankings, and it doesn't actually matter whether she wins this match or not?
I've understood that it's all depending on the next match. So the result of the next match will decide if Tognoli is going to place for the World Cup final.
Well, more on that shortly, because it looks like we're going to have a measure here for that second arrow from Tognoli.
Turns out to be a 10, so she's leading by 1 point.
Marked up from a 9 to a 10, and Tognoli, well, it could be a really good day for her. A bronze and potentially qualifying for Samsung.
Still 6 arrows to go though, and anything can happen in these circumstances.
Well, if you're wondering who that voice of reason is, it's indoor world champion Chef van der Berg. Start of the fourth end. Bronze in Berlin up for grabs.
Bravo.
10.
Così!
Acele atış yapma. Bravo.
10.
It's the 6th 10 in a row from Tognoli.
They're also almost matching each other by hitting the target at the same spot this end.
You just see a very, very slight headwind there.
10, 9.
Another perfect score for Tognoli.
Expanding her lead by 1 point, which makes it 2 points in total, which is not easy to overcome if you're trailing by 2 points with 3 arrows to go.
And Marcella Tognoli is in a 2-point lead.
And the other thing here, Chef, is that we had 7 10s in a row from Tognoli.
Yeah, she's seen the found the middle.
She's found the middle all right, and here is a comparison of the arrows. Tognoli are the yellow dots, and
that's what I was
Bostan.
saying. You can see the 2 left 10s and the 2 10s right high. They shot them right after each other, so it was almost as if they were matching each other.
A little competition between each other to get the same spot. But Tognoli is the one who has her hand on this bronze medal. The judge there confirming for the 5th and perhaps final time in this bronze medal match that Yesim Bostan will shoot first. And all she can do is lay down as difficult a marker as she can.
Definitely. That's all she can do right now. Just drill the middle and hope that Marcella makes a mistake.
Bravo.
She's listening to you, Chef.
I wish people would do that more often.
You mentioned it earlier on, they're trying to hit the same spot on their respective targets.
Bravo.
That's all she can do. Pressure switches over to the Italian. It's been marked as a 10.
E basta, appena sotto, Archie.
Bravo.
Well, perfect score from Bostan. She saved it to the last end. 10 required.
10.
And to win it,
10 scored. And a brilliant, brilliant end there. The tension built throughout, but 2 perfect scores from Tognoli in the 3rd and 4th end, and she saw it over the line with a 29 out of 30 in the 5th end, and is confirmed as the bronze medalist here in the women's compound individual. But her day could get even better.
it's a great match, I have to say.
To some extent, Chef, you have to say that Bostan was able to be a bit more relaxed, having already qualified for Samsung.
Yeah.
Still wanted the medal, clearly.
Of course, yeah. She's walking home with a 4th place. Fourth place. Yeah, that's pretty much it. She's walking home with a 4th place. So she's not taking any hardware home from the individual, and I suppose she would like that, but so does Marcella, so that's the game.
Yeah, so Marcella Tognoli is confirmed as our bronze medalist here in the compound women's individual event in Berlin, the final stage of the Hyundai Archery World Cup Series. And the important thing for her is not only winning the medal, but she will be focused on the next match.
I would be, for sure, if I was in her position.
Yeah, and here we see some of those arrows. Bostan did not go too far wrong, you have to say, but just dropping a few 9s. And that was enough to open the door for Tognoli, who shot 2 perfect scores in that match and finished by just dropping 1 point in the final end to secure the bronze medal. Brilliant shot there, super slow-mo. You can watch the arrow floating down the range.
And to be fair, the nicest way to win a competition or to win a match is to shoot a 10.
Plus program down in the cafeteria.
Well, winning with a 10 is what she did, but that's the bronze medal decided, and now the all-important gold medal match. An individual spot in Samson available to the winner here. And the crowd are starting to get pretty lively. They know what's going on. They know what this means. And the clear thing here is, first off, who is going to win. Here's the standings as we sit here in Berlin. Lopez at the top of the rankings, qualified along with Dodemont, Ochoa, Anderson, Boston, Chen and So. Some of those from qualifying through winning events. That's Lopez, Boston and Lopez, who won the second event in Salt Lake City. So they qualified by winning events. The others have all qualified by world ranking. But look at spot 7. Spot 7 sees Marcella Tognoli sitting just outside the qualification spots. But if Dodemont, who's in second place, wins the event, she'll free up that spot through the rankings to qualify for Samson. So Dodemont in the final here, but let's not forget she's up against Jody Vermeulen. And Vermeulen had a scare early on in the tournament, coming through a shoot-off with Italy's Franchini a couple of days ago, but since then her progress has been serene. But it's time for the archers to come out for the women's gold medal match.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the athletes to the field for the compound women's gold medal match.
Meine Damen und Herren, bitte heißen Sie die Athleten für das Einzel-Goldfinale der Compound-Damen willkommen.
On target number 1, representing the Netherlands.
Auf Scheibe Nummer 1 aus den Niederlanden.
Jody Vermeulen. On target number 2, representing France.
Auf Scheibe Nummer 2 aus Frankreich.
Sophie Dodemont. The line judge for this match is...
Die Kampfrichterin für dieses Match ist...
Katie Litzko.
Danke Berlin, das war ein großartiger Empfang. Habt ihr super gemacht. Vielen Dank. Es beginnt die Niederländerin auf Scheibe 1.
Netherlands. Jody Vermeulen shoots first.
So Vermeulen, you'll be shooting first, and Dodemont should be shooting second, okay?
Well, there we have it. The line judge has called it. Jody Vermeulen on target 1 will shoot first. Sophie Dodemont, France, on target 2 will shoot second. Same setup as the bronze medal match. 3 arrows per archer per end. Good start there. Dodemont next. She's the archer at the moment. Slight favourite perhaps for gold here.
At least for me she is.
Links hoog, 9,6.
But I'm sure Marcella Tognoli will beg to differ.
C.
Oh, eronder door. Nee, zo'n 4,2. Die ging er onderdoor. Hij was ook prima geschoten.
Holding on.
Nine.
Moves up into a 9, but a 29 out of 30 is enough for Dodemont to take an early lead here. Now, the key thing here is Dodemont has qualified for Samson whatever happens through the world rankings.
But I'm guessing she'll still want to take the gold medal home.
And how important is that to Marcella Tognoli, because it will open up the spot if she does win. We will now see, I mean, if they're very, very closely matched, but the pressure's got to be on your compatriot here, Jodie. She's got to win to book a place in Samson.
Yeah.
And here we have Vermeulen in yellow and Dodemont in the red.
You can see that Dodemont's group is much smaller, but the last arrow that Jodie shot wasn't a good shot. So I feel if she's able to make the shots better, she'll get back in the middle and still have a shot.
Yeah, and there's only 1 point in it. Now look, Chef, I think it's fair to say you're trying to be impartial, but you really do want your compatriot to win.
Of course, yeah.
Well, Vermeulen will shoot first here in the second end of the women's compound gold medal match.
That's what I like to see.
Dix.
9, 10, 9.
9 gleich 17.
Keurige 10. 10,5 links.
Sophie looks very in control when she's shooting. She's a really controlled and subtle technique.
9.
If anything, the grouping's got better for Vermeulen, though. Just dropping that one into the 9.
It's a similar shot as well to the previous end.
It's an 8.
But that has opened the door there. There will be a measure here, because of course it's all important because the scores are accumulating. As you see, Dodemont's first arrow, marked as a 9, will be measured for the chance of upgrading to a 10.
And from our perspective, we can properly see if it hit the line or if it didn't.
Target number 2 is 10, 10, 8.
Target 1, 10, 10, 9.
I think we've got the confirmation on the scoreboard there. Sophie Dodemont's first arrow has been upgraded to a 10, and they share the spoils at the moment, Vermeulen and Dodemont. And I can tell you that Chef Vandenberg, sitting next to me in the commentary box, is on the edge of his seat.
I am in fact having sweaty hands, and I'm really, really rooting for Jodie, even though I might want to be impartial as a commentator. I don't think that's in my skill set.
That's quite all right, Chef. I'll balance things up by rooting for Dodemont, but it's Vermeulen to shoot first in the third end.
Keurige links.
Found the middle.
Ouais,
10.
Links over 10. Geef hem maar een tikje naar links. Zit iets te ver links.
Dix.
Holding on again. Looks like it's on the line.
It does look like it. The fun fact about Jodie is that she's been shooting for really long, also internationally. I used to go on competitions with her when we were still both juniors and cadets even. Then she took a break, I think, to finish her studies, and after that she got back to archery and actually started off better than where she left off. So.
5.
Well, that's definitely a 10 and a potential upgrade again. I think both of us here suspect that 9 for Dodemont will be upgraded to a 10 and she will sneak into the lead. And yet again, it's the third arrow from Vermeulen that's been the Achilles heel, if you like.
Yeah, maybe.
I'll just wait for the scoring judge to go and measure these.
It's 10, 10, 10.
How tells us a bit more on the actual values.
And I think we just heard and we've just seen on the scoreboard the scoring judge calling 10, 10, 10 for Sophie Dodemont. And she has snuck back into the lead after 3 ends.
Dodemont, you'll be shooting second.
And straight down to the line judge.
I think I've said this before, but there's only 1 point between them, so anything can happen still.
Range clear.
Yeah, and as long as it does stay this close, even after one more end, you still can't call this one.
Exactly. Coach is calling it a 10.
Pressure applied to Vermeulen. Dodemont shooting it so consistently well.
9.
That's just out.
Hij zit te hoog.
Ouais. Très bien.
Consistency again. And right down the middle there for Vermeulen here, the third arrow, the best of the lot. And confirmation that first arrow will be measured, but a 10 here will definitely extend the lead for Dodemont.
Some wobble in there.
Spotted, and I didn't
that might be a 9.
9, so Vermeulen on for a measure here. We'll have to listen out for the scoring judge, because that first arrow we both think is going to get upgraded to a 10.
Yeah. Which still leaves us at a 1 point benefit for Dodemont.
Wait for the judge's decision on that first arrow. See if she may have a 29. If not, it's a 2-point lead for Sophie Dodemont. France on third.
There is Michela Tognelli, and she is looking on in the crowd. She's got the bronze here in Berlin, her fingers crossed indeed for Tognelli. I think she knew she was on camera there, because if Dodemont wins, her day just gets even better, because she'll be confirmed for Samson as Dodemont releases 1 ranking space for Tognelli. Vermeulen, though, well, her Samson place is in the balance, and it's in her control to some extent. All she needs is for Dodemont to drop 1 point.
Yeah.
And of course to score a maximum herself.
Exactly, which isn't an easy feat.
Lekker, Jody. Lage
Well, Dutch isn't that great, but I think he said that was good.
Yeah, he said that was a tasty shot, in fact.
10.
She's holding on to this one.
Ouais, super.
Again, look at all the holes in that target in the centre. Oh, a 9 for Vermeulen.
I think she just dipped under the 10 ring with her sight and then couldn't correct it at the right time.
10. 5.
9.
Well, Dodemont held on to that one again.
I wonder if Marcella has any nails left after this.
Vermeulen, another 9.
That's not putting a lot of pressure on it.
9 to win here, and Dodemont hasn't shot. Well, she shot 1-8 in the whole match.
5, 4.
Held on. Yes, that is in the middle, and that is a 10. And Sophie Dodemont has taken the gold medal here in Berlin. She'd already qualified for Samson through her World Cup rankings, but now she frees up a ranking spot because she's going to claim a spot through winning in Berlin. And that lady there is the beneficiary. She got a bronze a little bit earlier on today, but Marcella Tognoli, as a result of Sophie Dodemont winning, will also go to the final in Samson. But hats off to Sophie Dodemont. She shot so well in this match, and on its own, she won the gold medal here in Berlin. Well, it's so much to talk about, Chef, but let's talk about the actual match itself. I mean, your teammate there, obviously, a bit bittersweet here for her. She's picked up a silver medal, not bad, but Dodemont shot so well.
This was her first time on the big stage, I think. So I think she's done well. She's pretty much kept up with Sophie the first 4 ends. And then after that, I think the pressure might have got to her.
Yeah, so you look back upon that match, and you know what, you said she kept up with her. She really did, and she didn't shoot anything less than a 9 throughout the whole match. 1-8 from Dodemont, but that middle perfect score in the third end from Dodemont really put the pressure on, and she just eked out from there to take the gold medal here in Berlin.
Yeah, I think both girls have shot a match to be proud of.
Yeah, but the red carpet be rolled out for Sophie Dodemont in just a few moments, and she'll be joined on the podium by Marcella Tognoli right there, who also qualifies for Samson through her World Cup ranking. And just like that, let's have a look at the standings. Well, Sarah Lopez at the top, a double winner this season. Sophie Dodemont, who's picked up the gold here today, has also qualified in second spot. Jessin Bostan was a qualifier as well through winning. And then the rest, Ochoa Anderson, Chen, and So, along with Tognoli, qualified through their World Cup rankings. Well, just so much to talk about here, and that women's individual medal match. Both matches crucial, obviously, for just bragging rights in Berlin.
Yeah.
But that gold medal match, having so much in the balance. Vermeulen could have qualified had she won it. By winning it, it would have probably been against the odds.
I think
Dodemont, by winning it, releasing the spot for Tognoli.
I think, ironically, Sophie Dodemont was the least nervous person in this company of 3.
Yeah, she certainly shot brilliantly, and without any real pressure. But that's the women's medals sorted out. There's more to come, Chef, more to come, and I know you're looking forward to the next match. It's Sébastien Pinard of France goes up against another one of your compatriots, Peter Elsinger, in the men's compound bronze medal match. We'll come back to that in a second, because coming up right now is the medal ceremonies for the women's event that we've just seen.
Ladies and gentlemen, the victory ceremony for the compound women.
Meine Damen und Herren, es folgt die Siegerehrung für Compound Damen.
Medals will be presented by Archery Trade Association CEO
Die Medaillen werden übergeben vom Geschäftsführer der Archery Trade Association,
Matt Coleman. Checks and gifts will be presented by German Shooting Sport and Archery Federation Archery Committee Head.
Die Schecks und Präsente werden übergeben vom Bundessportleiter Bogen des Deutschen Schützenbundes,
Klaus Lindau. Bronze medal representing Italy.
Die Bronzemedaille aus Italien.
Marcella Tognoli.
Congratulations, Marcella. Samsung, congratulations.
A teddy bear from Berlin. And your check.
Thank you.
Silver medal representing the Netherlands.
Die Silbermedaille aus den Niederlanden.
Jody Vermeulen.
Congratulations, Jody. Great shooting. Yes.
Gratuliere.
Danke.
Bitte. Sehr schön.
Danke.
Gold medal representing France.
Die Goldmedaille aus Frankreich.
Sophie Dodemont.
Sophie, congratulations. Great shooting. What a performance. Very well done.
That was a big success. Congratulations.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the national anthem of France.
Meine Damen und Herren, bitte erheben Sie sich für die Nationalhymne von Frankreich.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm round of applause to our athletes.
Meine Damen und Herren, bitte geben Sie noch mal einen großen Applaus für alle unsere Athleten. Herzlichen Dank, Berlin. Großartig, dass ihr so bei uns dabei seid. Das ist ganz toll. Das ist große Wertschätzung gegenüber dem Bogensport und gegenüber den Sportlern. Wir machen gleich weiter mit dem Bronzefinale der Compound-Herren hier am historischen Anhalter Bahnhof.
Well, bittersweet moment there for Jody Vermeulen, but Sophie Dodemont, by winning the gold, secured a place for Tognoli as well. But that's the women's individual compound dealt with. Now it's time to move on to the men's individual event. And first up, our bronze medal match. Just waiting for the athletes to come out as they clear this brilliant venue here in the centre of Berlin. And our match sees Sebastian Pinot go up against Peter Elzinger. Pinot has been a bit of a giant killer on his way here, beating Anderson, Hansen and El Marjli, who are all ranked higher than him. But Mr. Perfect, Mike Schlosser, was just too good in the semis. A measured 9 in a shoot-off against Vlad a few days ago was the beginning of a tense route here for Elzinger, but he's won every match since then.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the athletes to the field for the compound men's bronze medal match.
Meine Damen und Herren, wir heißen Sie erwähnt für das erste Bronzefinale der Compound-Herren. Willkommen.
On target number 1, representing France.
Auf Scheibe Nummer 1 aus Frankreich.
Sebastian Pinot. On target number 2, representing the Netherlands.
Auf Scheibe Nummer 2 aus den Niederlanden.
Peter Elzinger. The line judge for this match is...
Der Kampfrichter für dieses Match ist...
Petros Petru.
After this, please prepare. No, shoot first.
So our line judge confirming that Sebastian Pinot will shoot first. The giant killer who just lost out to Mr. Perfect, Mike Schlosser, in the semi-finals. And as I said, Elzinger had a tough route here, a measured 9 in a shoot-off against Vlad a few days ago in the early rounds. Began a tense route for him, but he's won every match since then by no more than 2 points, but lost the semis by 1. Pinot will get us off the mark, though.
9.
You're calling him a giant killer, but I think in his own way he's a giant himself, because he was a world champion indoor and outdoor at the same time, and I don't think there's a lot of people that did that.
9.
As they both start off with a 9 on the right.
See.
Well, both using their first arrows as sighters.
See.
That was a really quick shot. I don't think he had the sight on the middle when it went off, because you saw him steering in the middle.
Interesting though, the prospects here, as you see them shooting just those first 3 arrows, it promises to be something very, very good here.
Yeah, it does.
And they used both of them used their first arrows as sighters and got better. Here we see Pinot shooting his second arrow straight into the 10. That was then followed up by another 10 right there, and the grouping looking very good already for Pinot.
It does, yeah. I think he might have adjusted his sight for the first arrow, and then he shot 2 left 10, so I reckon he gave it a couple clicks to the left as well. So I think from now on he'll be a tough contender.
Yeah, but Elzinger's shooting very well as well, and another difficult one for you to call, Chef, because compatriot out there, and I'm sorry to say, well, I'm pleased to say that you got another one coming up after this as well.
I have 3 matches that I have trouble being not biased, non-biased.
Impartial.
Yeah.
Elzinger trailing will shoot first in the second end. Bronze medal for grabs.
9.
jongen. Blijf sterk. Niks aan de hand.
Super.
coach telling him that he should stay strong and anything is still possible.
Nine.
Much better shot, but it just ended up high, just over the 10.
Beautiful grouping from the Frenchman.
Nine.
Yes.
That is absolutely brilliant. Not only is it a perfect score, but the grouping is, well, within a couple of centimetres of each other there. Pinot opening up a 4-point lead. And I just want to go back and qualify what I said about giant killing. What I meant was that Pinot's route here meant that he had to face highly ranked athletes on the way. He is, of course, the current world champion.
Yeah.
And here's a full comparison, or the full match comparison. Pinot with the yellow dots and Elzinga with the red ones. I know this is hard for you to talk about. They're all inside the 9 ring, but the spread for Elzinga much wider.
Yeah, it's okay to shoot a 9 every once in a while in the match, but I think Peter is having a tough time at the moment. He's shooting too many. So if he still wants a shot at the medal, he has to up his game.
Pressure?
Possibly, yeah.
Range clear.
It's been a while since Peter has been in a medal match like this, so it might be that he's just getting used to the feel again.
Well, the outcome of this match has no bearing on qualification for Samson later on this year in the finale of the World Cup Series. But a bronze medal is up for grabs here in Berlin.
And who doesn't want that?
Nine.
Juste au-dessus. Sterk, jongen. Vanuit je rond.
That was a good strong shot. I still think it didn't go off where he wanted it to go off, but he managed to make it work.
9-10 liner. 10 throw.
Normally Pinot throws his bow around to see if he can get it really in the middle, but now he's shooting quite calmly.
Perfect score from Elzinga in reply to his opponent.
Strong and solid shot.
So, Abschluss, im Moment sieht es so aus.
Elzinga's closed the gap, but only by 1 point.
If that arrow is really a 10, as it looks like.
But he did find the centre in that third end, Peter Elzinga. And perhaps he's slowly but surely eased his way into this medal match as we get a review or a replay of those 10s.
His line is really good. He's looking really strong. It's just that I feel like he might have a bit of pressure on his mind, and his bow isn't as steady as he wanted to be. So he's not shooting them in the middle or hitting the middle as he wanted to. But he shot a 30. So.
Elzinga 85. You shoot second. Elzinga, you shoot first.
So Elzinga has closed the gap by 1, but still trails, so he'll shoot first in the 4th end. 4 points?
Range clear.
Oh, sorry, 3 points. Still a bit of an ask with
3
just
points,
6 arrows to go.
3 points and 6 arrows against the reigning world champion is maybe a bit on a stretch, but anything can happen.
Well, all he can do is shoot 10s to put the pressure on Pinot.
That's exactly what he should do.
It's a good start there.
It took quite long to make that shot, but still put it in a 10 ring. So.
Ja, prima.
9.
Good grouping, but that was drifted up into the 9s, and again, as we saw earlier on, stuff starting to drift over to the left here in this finals range in Berlin. Another perfect score. Elzinga getting 30 out of 30. And it closes the gap by a further 2 points. Pinot is chittering at the line here. He had the bronze medal almost in his grasp, but has given away a number of points over the last 2 ends. But perfect 10s from Elzinga have been applying the pressure. And he has basically found the centre after a slow start. Everything's starting to centre into the middle. Here is a comparison of all Elzinga's arrows.
Exactly, and all the 9s you see were shot in the first 2 ends, and after that he just drilled the middle. So I think his side setting is good, and his mindset might be good now. So it will be interesting to see if he can close the 1 point gap in the last 3 arrows of the match.
Well, he closed by 2 in that end. If he does the same thing here, could take the lead and the bronze medal.
He could.
Range clear.
It's been a good session.
We haven't had a shoot-off yet. I don't want to jinx anything.
So this for the bronze medal at the Hyundai Archery World Cup Stage 4 in Berlin, and another 9 from Elzinga. First one, 3 ends.
9-10 liner.
Just nick the line with that.
It will get marked up, but on a measure, at the moment it's marked down as a 9 for Pinot.
7, 6, 5.
5 seconds to go for Elzinga. He's held on to this one for a long time. And just about. Sometimes you think they salvage the score here. Another 9 for Elzinga. Well, all Elzinga can do here is get a 10 and hope for the worst arrow of the whole match from Pinot.
It's a 10.
He does the first bit, gets a 10. Only 9 required for Pinot.
And it's a 10.
And he shoots that one much faster, straight down the middle, and despite 2 perfect ends from Peter Elzinga, Sebastian Pinot, who lost his form a little bit in the middle, managed to pull it all together and will get the bronze medal here in Berlin.
The first bronze medal is in the top of men.
Well, there is going to be a measure here, but I'm not sure that it really makes too much difference because it will just increase the score for Pinot. Chef, interesting match there where Elzinga looked like he was going to come from quite a long way behind.
Yeah, it did, and then I think he struggled a bit with I don't know, the mental side of shooting, and shot 2 high 9s, which just allowed for Sebastian to shoot his last arrows without any pressure already. And well, he did what he was supposed to do. He shot 3 10s.
Well, there we have it. Sebastian Pinot, the world champion, has claimed the bronze medal here in Berlin, and despite his efforts, he hasn't qualified for the final in Samsun in Turkey. But a quite brilliant match, topsy-turvy, ups and downs. Elzinga started with a wide grouping in the 9s, managed to find the centre, and then when it looked like he was going to snatch the lead away in the final end, just had a couple of errant arrows, and Pinot, as always we say in archery, the consistency was just there throughout. A tiny wobble in the 4th end, but that's it. And he's a deserving bronze medalist. And fist pump there, and no real surprise. It shows you how much it means here. They compete all week through the ranking rounds. This week they were at the Olympic Stadium going through all the tournament rankings, and to get here is the first part of the goal. To win a medal, of course, is the icing on the cake after a long week of competing. So that's the bronze to Sebastian Pinot of France. We'll see him a little bit later on. But we've got one more match to go, and it's the men's compound gold medal match. And we have Mike Schlösser, the world number 3, who came through the round ranking as the number 1 up against Domagoj Budin of Croatia. And here's how the World Cup rankings stand at the moment. Mr. Perfect, Mike Schlösser, who we're going to see shortly, has qualified along with Gelentine, Verma, Schaff, Hansen, and Kim Jong-ho. Now, Jong-ho, Schlösser and Hansen qualify by rights of winning competitions in Shanghai, Antalya and Salt Lake City. The others have qualified through world ranking. So, Schlösser could get a double win this season, but if Budin wins, he will qualify from almost nowhere to go to the finals in Samsun.
Which will also mean that Pierre-Julien Deloche will be bumped out of the top 7 and not make the world final. So I'm guessing that Pierre-Julien wants Mike to win.
So another tale with many turns in it. This match has a big bearing on what happens. But how did they get here? Well, Schlosser's lived up to his nickname, Mr. Perfect, cruising to the gold medal match, and has a chance, as I said, to win his second World Cup. Budin qualified well and has been the other form athlete here in Berlin, but only just beat Elzinger in the semi-finals. And if he wins here, he qualifies for Samsun out of absolutely nowhere.
It felt amazing, honestly, amazing to finally make that. I had problems in the semi-finals. I always had a rough time going through the semis, and finally got through that one. I don't know. I think I would just run as far as I can. I don't know. I don't know. That would be something I did not expect, and it's gonna be huge if I do it.
So there we go. That's Domagoj Budin. He qualified here very, very well, and if he wins, he will go to Samsun as a winner of a tournament. But Schlösser has a chance to win his second tournament. Let's welcome them out to the field of play here in Berlin.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the athletes to the field for the compound men's gold medal match.
Meine Damen und Herren, bitte heißen Sie die Athleten für das Einzel-Goldfinale der Compound lautstark willkommen.
On target number 1, representing the Netherlands.
Auf Scheibe Nummer 1 aus den Niederlanden.
Mike Schlösser. On target number 2, representing Croatia.
Auf Scheibe Nummer 2 aus Kroatien.
Domagoj Budin. The line judge for this match is
Die Kampfrichterin für dieses Match ist
Céline Gravel.
So Schlösser, you shoot first. Budin, you shoot second. Are you both ready?
So here we go. Mike Schlösser on target 1 from the Netherlands will shoot first. Mr. Perfect is going up against Domagoj Budin, who, if he wins here, will qualify from Samsun from absolutely nowhere. The World Cup standings, of course. Time for gold here in Berlin on Compound Saturday.
9.
Next hoog. 9,8 ongeveer.
Nine.
I've just taken a look at the averages of each person. Mike has a 9.89, so basically a 9.9 average. Domagoj has a 9.80 average, and they're both ridiculously high this event.
10.
Moet naar 12 set.
especially if you take into account that it has been windy this week.
Lage X op de rand. Kijk, Tine die zit een fractie rechts van het kruisje.
Well, matching each other point for point, arrow for arrow here in this gold medal match. And let's just remind everybody, if Schlosser wins, it's the second win of the season.
Yeah, it is.
And you mentioned it has a net effect on another athlete, an athlete from France.
Yeah, so if Mike wins this match, Pierre will qualify for the World Cup final. If Domi wins the match, he won't.
Well, here's a comparison of those arrows, and we're zoomed quite a long way in here, so don't be fooled by the spread here. That's a matter of centimetres. Schlosser with the yellow dots, Buden with the red ones.
Yeah, I'd say they're pretty much the same. That's how far they are from the middle, so 1.4 centimetres and 2 centimetres. It's ridiculous.
They're good. That's why they're here. But under this pressure...
Speaking about pressure,
yeah,
he must be under a lot of that.
You mentioned him, Pierre-Julien Deloche there. He's watching on, and he, along with you, Chef, is cheering on Mike Schlosser.
Yeah. And I'm hoping some more people.
And there's a few of your compatriots in the crowd, and he seems to be getting a round of applause. But there's plenty of Croatian support here as well.
Yeah, for sure.
We talked a little bit earlier on about, one athlete can actually start having a net effect on team results. Buden also helping the Croatians in his current rich vein of form.
Yeah.
Rijdt voelt hij, hè?
9.
Lijevo i dalje.
Prima.
He was not pleased with that shot, but he still shot it in the middle. But for me, it looks like the middle, but I'm sure he would have liked to shoot it in the X-ray. A really good shot.
Really good stuff from both. But from Buden, and he now trails Schlosser by a single point here.
Buden only switched bows last week. He switched the brand of bows to see if he can shoot better with a different brand, and I think he's doing well with the current brand he's shooting.
Yeah, he seems to be doing very well, adjusted very quickly as well. But just look at Mike Schlosser's arrows here. Just the 9 was the very first one. That was his sighter, and he's hit 10s ever since.
And the left low one is the one that he wasn't happy with. So just put things into perspective.
So why do they call him Mr. Perfect?
Because he actually shot 600 out of 600 points on an indoor competition, which is still the world record, and it's never to be beaten because unless they change the rules. But for now, it's just he's been the only one who shot 600 points.
Incredible stuff.
Or maybe Stefan Hansen did it as well. I'm not sure anymore, but at least he was the first one.
Well, he leads by a point here. Buden not out of this though. Third end, and what an arrow to start it off, right on the button.
10,5.
Slightly low, but still scores like an X.
Yeah, slightly low. It's so incredibly close to the centre. But at this level, this is the level of consistency we've been looking for, and we've talked about the conditions being good for high scores, and wow, we are getting some high scores.
7, 6.
Good shot.
10. Linkse 10,5. Mooi op hoogte.
Well, perfect score in reply from Buden. Schlosser got one in the second end. And he gets another one in the third end.
What a showcase of perfection this is.
Yeah, absolute perfection. It's absolute brilliant stuff from both of them. And look, let's not forget, Buden, who's trailing by a single point here, is going for, if you like, the Holy Trinity. He's got a gold in the men's team.
Yep.
He's going for a gold in the individual. And if he gets that gold, he will qualify for Samson.
It's almost a shame that he didn't qualify for the gold medal in mixed team.
Well, just saying that how close to the centre those arrows are. The agent there recovering them for Domagoj Buden.
In the seniors, he was called Mr. Perfect because he was the first shooting 600 out of 600 points.
I'll tell you the other thing about Schlosser, Chef, and you'll know better than I do, it just seems very relaxed.
I think he might be nervous, but he's trying not to show it. And he's doing well with it, because he seems like he's just enjoying his time and shooting 10.
So calm. These guys are absolutely putting on a show here.
He used to live at the training center with Mike, and he would have days where he shot maybe 3 9s in 3 hours.
Well, it's rubbing off on Domagoj Buden.
Yeah, it is.
He's not going to get another perfect. So he's shot the 9 first arrow and then hasn't missed the 10 since then.
Nine.
You saw by the shot that he wasn't happy with where it went off. Because with a recurve, if you shoot, you can sort of steer it a bit. With a compound, your release will go off. And the best shots normally go off without you knowing when they will go off. And sometimes they won't go off in the middle, and then you'll have to try to correct. But normally you're too late.
Yeah, target's 50 meters away. So, and with the mechanics of the compound bow, the arrow leaves pretty sharpish.
Yeah, I'm not completely sure, but I think you can catch the arrow at around 300 kilometers an hour if it leaves the bow.
So the pressure really on here for both the athletes competing, but also PJ Jalosh sitting in the crowd. Fingers crossed for Mike Schlosser in his camp for sure. But Schlosser, who had a chance to open up the gap in that last end, dropped to a 9 for the first time in 12 arrows.
He flinched a bit, it seemed, but
well,
it just makes for a better match.
Quite right. It took the words out of my mouth. It's still all to play for. Domagoj Buden shooting first in the 5th end. Another 10 from him. That's 3 10s from Schlosser, and this is all over.
If you're not enjoying this, I don't think you'll ever enjoy archery.
It's incredible. Just flinched a little bit there.
That might cost him.
Another 10 from Mr. Perfect. Buden's just got to recover quickly from that 9 and get this one in the 10 just to put a bit more pressure on Schlosser. Drifts out to the 9.
So an 8 will be enough for Mike to clinch this match.
And the dream of Samson is fading for the Croatian.
Good.
Oh my word! He needed an 8 to win. And my goodness me, that's all he got.
Yeah.
I think that is possibly the worst arrow he's shot all week.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
Unbelievable. What on earth happened there? He needed an 8. He got the 8 to win. He gets his 2nd win of the season. And with that man there, PJ Deloche, qualifies for Samson. Come on, he didn't do that deliberately, did he?
No, I cannot imagine that he did that deliberately. He walked off the line quite disappointed, so I think he might have operated his release not in the way he would have liked it.
Well, nevertheless, it's Mike Schlusser of the Netherlands who claims the gold here in Berlin at stage 4 of the Hyundai Archery World Cup, the last stage, and he dashed Domagoj Buden's hopes of qualifying for Samson, but all he needed was an 8 at the end. That's all he got. Mr. Perfect's worst shot of the week came with the final arrow here on Compound Saturday in Berlin.
For the award ceremony. Thank you.
Amazing, absolutely amazing stuff with those perfect scores. But to be fair, from both athletes there in the final, and we were seeing what did you call it? A showcase of perfection.
Yeah.
And
I think it really was.
But then it
up until the last shot,
just drifted apart for both in the last end. And we get a look back here. There's Deloche, I think, texting home to say that he's qualified. Highlights there of some of those 10s coming from both of the athletes.
Yeah, I'd have to take my hat off for Domagoj as well. He shot great. I think the final match, the gold medal match, is a well-deserved match between those two, and yeah, I'm happy that Mike won, but I would have accepted Domagoj winning as well with this level.
Yeah, incredible last arrow there as well for Schlusser. Mr. Perfect, well, sometimes there's a chink in the armour for him, but he did enough to win here in Berlin, and with that releases a spot because he'd already won in Antalya. And Pierre-Julien Deloche shrugging his shoulders. Why did Mike Schlusser put me under that much pressure with an 8 at the end? But he qualifies through the world rankings as a result of Schlusser's win. And in fact, here are the final standings in the World Cup rankings for the men. Schlusser right at the top. Mr. Perfect qualifies with 2 wins in the season. Kim Jong-oh won in Shanghai and Stefan Hansen won in Salt Lake City. So they qualify with their wins, and the remainder, Galantine, Vermette, Schaff and Deloche, qualify through the World Cup rankings. Quite phenomenal series of 4 events has concluded here in Berlin, and those are our qualifiers for the finals in Samson. Brilliant stuff, eh, Chef? Brilliant stuff indeed.
It's been a good day of archery.
Yeah, and we've got a medal ceremony coming up for the men. And Compound Saturday will come up to a close as a result of that. But never fear, we've got Recurve Sunday tomorrow, and 2 sessions. Yeah, we will be back indeed, and our Recurve team finals will kick things off tomorrow morning at 9:30 local time. That's Central European time. But we do have one more medal ceremony to come, and that's for the medals here in the men's individual compound. Let's welcome the athletes back onto the field of play.
Ladies and gentlemen, the victory ceremony for the compound men.
Meine Damen und Herren, es folgt die Siegerehrung für die Compound Herren.
Medals will be presented by World Archery Executive Board Member
Die Medaillen werden übergeben vom Vorstandsmitglied der World Archery,
Greg Easton. Checks and gifts will be presented by German Shooting Sport and Archery Federation President.
Die Schecks und Präsente werden übergeben vom Präsidenten des Deutschen Schützenbundes,
Hans-Heinrich von Schönfels. Bronze medal representing France.
Die Bronzemedaille aus Frankreich,
Sébastien Penaud.
There you go, Sebastian. I hope I got that right. Thank you.
Nice competition and the best one. For you. Good luck.
Silver medal representing Croatia.
Die Silbermedaille aus Kroatien.
Domagoj Buden.
Congratulations, a good match.
Congratulations. Last shot. Okay. Choose the best one. Okay. Good luck.
Gold medal representing the Netherlands.
Die Goldmedaille aus den Niederlanden.
Mike Schlesser.
Thank you. There you go, Mike. It's my pleasure to give that to you. Congratulations, guys.
So, herzlichen Glückwunsch.
Dankeschön.
Und das ist das Wichtigste.
Ja, ja.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the national anthem of the Netherlands.
Meine Damen und Herren, bitte erheben Sie sich für die Nationalhymne der Niederlande.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm round of applause to our athletes.
Und meine Damen und Herren, bitte gebt ihr nochmal einen großen Applaus für alle unsere Schützen.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for being here with us today. But please come back tomorrow. We expect you here at 9 o'clock. Latest, be here tomorrow at 9 with us for Recurve Sunday.
Eine Entscheidung steht schon fest. Wir werden eine deutsche Schützin auf dem Podest sehen. Und wir hoffen, dass wir
So there we
morgen
have it. Compound Saturday here in Berlin is over. Mike Schlesser took the gold medal here. His second World Cup of the season, and that opened up a place in the World Cup rankings for the finale in Samsung for Pierre-Julien Deloche. And there are our qualified athletes in the men's individual compound, and what a lineup that is. It's been absolutely superb through this season, and a spread of athletes from all over the world will be joining us in the finale in Samsung later on this year. I'm really looking forward to that. And of course, the story was equally exciting in the women's event with Sophie Dodemont booking her place in Samsung by winning here, and that confirmed qualification for our bronze medalist here, Italy's Marcella Tognoli. And again, another brilliant lineup with Sarah Lopez right up the top. And in fact, Sophie Dodemont winning here did book her qualification, but she's been ultra consistent this season and actually sits second in the rankings. And of course, Yeshin Boston will be competing on home soil again, having won the World Cup in Antalya. And confirmation of our results here. A couple of unusual ones in the team event early on, but the all-important wins in the individual for Sophie Dodemont of France and Mike Schlusser of the Netherlands. Capped off an absolutely superb session. Chef, your highlight for?
Purely as an archery fan, I think the match between the USA and Croatia this morning was the best match I've seen today.
Well, there you go, Chef van der Berg. And coming up tomorrow, we will start Recurve Sunday with the team event, men's and women's, starting at 9:30 local time. That's Central European time here in Berlin. And that's it from us on Compound Saturday here in Berlin. We now know the lineup for the Compound finale in Samsung in Turkey. Thanks for joining myself and Chef. We'll be back tomorrow for Recurve Sunday.